When Jade was diagnosed, our friends got together and raised some funds to help us with any expenses that we had. And then by the time she passed away, there was some left. So we said we wanted to give it to a place that was very close to her, that had meaning to her.
Well, Jessica thought, do you want to do an art gallery? And I just got home from netball, and she said, do you want to do an art gallery? And I said, okay. And she said, well, do you want $1 to come in? And I said, okay. And then she said, and then I said, do you want to raise some money for the Royal Children's Hospital? And then she said yes. So
it's just a wonderful feeling knowing that this comes out of what I do weekly, but it's me giving back to the hospital in my way.
Happy? Proud.
It makes us feel so happy because we are helping children in need and making a difference in the world.
It helps us keep her memory going and celebrate who she was.
I guess our relationship started a couple of days after Connor was born, and he was brought here and spent the first 3 months of his life at the Children's Hospital. They helped save his life, so we feel that we owe it to the hospital to do whatever we can in case we can help save somebody else's.
You can't go through a journey like ours without some very special people around you, a very dedicated team of support people, and that's what the hospital were for us, and they helped us through that horrible time, and it presented an opportunity to help them, to give back to them, and to know that we could honour Mitchell's life and make sense of the journey we'd been through.
I feel that young people are the future of Australia, and I think by giving we're ensuring the future of Australia with young Australians.
It's actually a joy to give, and I think that it doesn't matter whether you give in a small way, a big way, or if you give your time. Everything makes a difference.
We're just really proud to be part of a wonderful association, a great organisation, and just a way of being able to give back, I think, to the children. And I know the team really loves it.
It makes me feel overwhelmed. I think, well, I couldn't be happier with what I do, and I have no intention of stopping it. I feel that with every cent that I give, it's making up for some of the things that my brother missed out on. Doing this feels really great, knowing that I'm helping out kids like Mitchell.
When you think of the Royal Children's, you just think of the best. If your child isn't well, you just wouldn't hesitate to come here. It's just got that sort of feel about it that it's just the best.
I suppose putting it fairly simply is that over my 11 years of involvement, I'm aware now that diseases that had 100% mortality rate 20 years ago are now fully treatable. And that comes at a very high price. We certainly are gifted by way of a number of fantastic clinicians and research people who are totally dedicated to solving a number of those mysteries on the way through. And without that, you're just not going to get the level of advancement.
We know that anywhere else in the world we wouldn't have had the service that we've got today here, and we just wouldn't be able to afford it anywhere else. And Victoria's got this amazing hospital, and we've got to just let everyone know how great it is.
Connor was the last child in the old hospital to be moved. On the day of the move, it just happened that he was the last child, and there was a guard of honour as Connor came through. It was quite emotional, and just to have all the people there cheering him on and clapping.
The quality of one's society is gauged by the treatment of its most vulnerable. And this hospital certainly provides wonderful world-class service to our most vulnerable, which is children.
Being able to go up to the neonatal unit and introduce myself as being a parent of a child with the condition, and for them to know that they're not alone, and so that they know that they're going to come out the other end and have a beautiful child.
We also have a major Christmas tree that we put up in the hospital every year, which is a fantastic experience. Last year in the new hospital, to see the tree go up for the first time was brilliant.
The morning that Jade died, we didn't know that she was going to die. No one expected her to die that day. But we were having a chat in the morning and saying, everyone is here that she would want to be around. They let her brother stay over with her and so on, which was really good. And I mentioned the only person missing here is Jade's dog, Doza. And as soon as they heard that, they said, "Oh, we can't let that happen." And they just went off and organised for Doza to be brought outside, and she got to spend a bit of time with Doza, which is really good, which brought a smile to her face.
Very true words. I'd like to think, though, that there are some very good examples of the Winston Churchills in Australia. Dame Elizabeth Murdoch, for example, the people who give their time in auxiliaries and others. And my feeling on the best investments are those that are in the future of Australians, because that will give us the best dividend in the long run.
I don't think you've truly lived until you've helped someone where they can't repay you.
Myer has a rich history back with Sydney Myer back in 1901, but then in 1924 we created the Community Fund for exactly this reason, and the staff are really engaged in terms of giving, and the reality is that's what we're here for. I mean, we're a business, but we really want to engage in our community, and especially our children and our youth.
Whether you give your time or just $1 from your pay, I think that once you become a giver, that's really truly life-defining.